Well, g'day flatties and reality defenders. This is the legendary CT from Down Under. Thank you. A special hello to my flatty mate Mick. How you going today, Mick? And today's video is part of the 3 or maybe 6 Bitcoin challenge. This is FAQ video 39. And it shows that flight routes make sense on the globe, but that wasn't the original title, of course. Let's hear again what Dave says about the challenge.
And by the way, I offer 3 Bitcoins for 1 globe proof. So anyone that doesn't think the Earth is a globe, you must have a good reason. 1 proof of the globe, and you win 3 Bitcoins. That's $300,000 by the time you hear this, okay? People are like, you got to have your Bitcoin in escrow. You got to have a contract. No, I don't. Okay, my honor, right? Before you go, well, how do I know you're going to pay? My reputation, my everything is on it. If I don't pay, then, I've ruined everything.
I swear on my life, I will pay you 6 Bitcoins for 1 globe proof.
Right, well, that's good enough, I suppose. So the video today is another one by Flat Earth Banjo. It's only the hardcore flatties that are left. The rest of them are abandoning flat Earth in droves because of the final experiment. Well, the sensible ones are abandoning flat Earth anyway. But yes, we got the old die-hard Flat Earth Banjo. And he's always good for a laugh. But I have to warn you, and I will warn you again, oven mitts may be required. So in this video, Flat Earth Banjo is trying to make out that the globe roots are fake on the flat Earth. But wait till you see what his standard of evidence is. It's going to make you laugh. And housekeeping, yes. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Like the video, and if you like my content, I'll direct you to the GoFundMe, which link will be in the description, and I'll link to the final experiments in the description too. Now, as with all flight videos, Eddie loves to mention the jet streams. For him, the jet streams will supposedly save the flat Earth, but he's sadly mistaken. For starters, I just like to remind everybody that jet streams prove the globe. So the jet streams cannot happen on a flat Earth. There's no mechanism. So if you want to raise jet streams as an argument for flat Earth, there's a big problem because jet streams are caused by the globe mechanics of rotation and the sphericity of the globe. So you can read that. So just remember, jet streams only happen on a globe, and they flow from west to east because that's the direction of rotation. So there you have it, globe rotating, jet streams can show you that.
Aspects of flights. I'm not saying here these flights do not exist. What I'm saying is that the flight routes they present us may not be accurate because they make flight routes to represent a globe when we know Earth is not a spinning ball. Earth is not.
No. The Earth is a globe. Even jet streams can tell you this, Eddie. We have more evidence that the Earth is a globe. In fact, all scientific evidence in existence. And look, for example, my weight change versus latitude experiment verified that we live on a slowly rotating oblate spheroid, otherwise known as a globe. And another evidence of rotation is like gyro compasses would not work unless the Earth was rotating. So, there are many examples that I couldn't go into them all here today. But yes, we represent flights on a globe because the Earth is a globe, and you'll see more reasons about that shortly.
The globe. So we're going to look at some of these flight routes and discuss and present some alternatives to these flight routes. Let's get started with the flight Qantas Q63 from
No, not Q63, QF63 or QFA63. Get it right, Eddie.
Sydney to Johannesburg. So when we go to this website, which is the Great Circle Map, it calculates instantly. You enter the name of the cities and get the correct Great Circle route on the ball.
Wait. This is a great circle mapping tool. You can do this on Google Earth. You don't need to use this special tool, but he used the word correct there. It will just give you a great circle route. It's not correct in terms of flight. It's just the shortest distance between 2 points on a globe.
All you have to do there, like Sydney to Johannesburg, and then you click go, and then you will immediately have the flight route between these two cities.
No. That's not a flight route. That is a great circle route. So that if you were to fly that route, that would be the shortest distance between 2 points. There's no rule that says all aircraft must fly the Great Circle. This is absolutely insane, right? Like, who died and put Eddie in charge of all global aviation, huh? Right, oh, we can't fly over here because Eddie says we're not allowed to. Oh, really?
Based on the globe Earth. So you may see there that this flight is at least 2,000 miles from Antarctica.
Well, no, that's a lie. We'll show you this. So here I measured it, right? There's the Great Circle route between Sydney and Johannesburg. There's Antarctica. And when I measure the distance, it's less than 1,000 miles, Eddie. That's a lie.
Flight routes. And this is the Great Circle map, the ones that they claim to be the correct flight route on about Earth.
No, it is not the correct flight route. Who told you that? Where did you get that stupid idea from? It is just the shortest distance. No pilot is obligated to fly that. There's lots of other things to take into account, like jet streams, for instance, right? And maybe bad weather. They can fly, the pilots can fly where they choose to fly, not where you tell them to, Eddie. No.
So that means that anything beyond that is not the shortest distance on a...
It doesn't have to be the shortest distance. They can choose, right? The best flight route. They can choose.
Ball on a globe. That has to be that one because that's the Great Circle route.
No, it does not have to be that one. No, there is no dictation of flying a Great Circle route. No, false. That's a lie.
According to Globe, we leave the shortest route on the globe. See, they go nowhere near Antarctica. Flies at least 2,000 miles from the coast.
It's not 2,000 miles, and in global terms, I would not say that is nowhere near Antarctica. So Eddie is going to try and make the argument. Oh, the Great Circle line is so far from Antarctica. How could they possibly go near Antarctica? It's very easy. Watch this. So here is an example of a couple of actual flight routes from between Sydney and Johannesburg. This one is in this direction, and this one is in the opposite direction. As you can see, they can easily get near Antarctica. And the reason for that is the jet streams. The flight from Johannesburg to Sydney is always quicker. And on average, it's more than an hour difference. So I've now superimposed, now the maps are not exactly lined up, but it's close enough. Superimpose the jet streams that were present on the day that these flights flew. So this one, which is trying to stay in the jet streams, travelling from west to east, right, they fly up there, not the Great Circle. If they flew the Great Circle line, they'd miss out on a lot of these windy conditions up in this area. And now you see on the other direction, they've cut 90 degrees almost across this stream. So they have a little bit of a crosswind there, but they're not getting a headwind down there. And then they fly in these, very little wind down near Antarctica, and back up here and then try to fly across the jet stream rather than heading straight into it. So they can easily fly down near Antarctica, and they save time by doing that rather than flying the Great Circle route, which would be slower. How about that, Eddie?
Of Antarctica. So there's no way this flight could fly close to Antarctica unless they are not flying the shortest route, which
Of course there is a way it could fly close to Antarctica. I've just shown it.
contradicts their belief that the shortest distance between 2 points on a ball is the Great Circle map.
Wait. This is not a belief. The shortest distance between 2 points on a globe is a great circle. Nothing to do with belief. This is a geometric fact. But again, we have to repeat that we don't have to fly that particular route. We just take the best route according to pilots' requirements and fuel and flight time and whatnot. Here, dear, oh dear.
So let's look at this person now who claimed to have taken this flight over the coast of Antarctica. So this is the guy.
He's got evidence, like photographic evidence. I don't know why you say it's a claim. Dear, oh dear.
Took this flight, Paul Stewart, and this is footage taken from my flight in August 2014 from Qantas, flight Q63 between Sydney and Johannesburg. For quite a few hours, we had amazing views of Antarctica. The aircraft...
Yeah, of course. Doesn't happen every flight. But easy to go down near Antarctica with that flight. Happens a lot.
Was a Boeing 747-400, and the footage was taken with a Canon 70D. Apologies for the shakiness. All right, so this is the flight route on Mercator's projection.
Another lie. This is a very blatant lie. I can prove it just by this, looking at this now. This is a Google Flights, what I would call, really, that's a cartoon, right? That's just a line that Google Flights draws on a map to indicate the departure city and the arrival city. And Google Flights just draws some pretty much random line. They must have some algorithm, but it's not even a great circle line. It's not the flight route. This is a lie, Eddie, and you know it's a lie because multiple people have pointed this out to you. And so you should retract all of these. And here's another dead giveaway. Inside this yellow box here, it says here's 1 day and 1 hour. Now, you can more or less reproduce this with Google Flights by picking an airline that doesn't have a direct route between Johannesburg and Sydney. And Google Flights, even though your flight may be directed through a place like Dubai or something like this, your Google flight will still put this line here. It doesn't matter that you went up the northern hemisphere first, but you can tell that this one that Google Flights is showing here is a flight 1 day and 1 hour that goes up to another airport in the northern hemisphere first. But look where Google Flights draws the line. So Eddie's deceiving you here as usual. So he's trying to make a point out of a lie. That's what flat earthers do.
Start the flight path, 13 hours, and you see there how far the flight route is from Antarctica.
Well, that's not the flight route. And that particular one is going north anyway. So you picked a bad example there, Eddie.
It's a big detour, and if you were to fly on the coast, along the coast of Antarctica. But as we saw on the ball, it doesn't look that close at all, at least 2,000 miles.
So he just changed it to 1,000 miles now. So you can't take notice of that other projection. And Eddie being disingenuous there and using false information to make it look like incredulity there, when in fact he's just presenting false information.
Some images of his flight, according to him, it took this.
Right, what he's saying here, right? He took these pictures how? How did he get over Antarctica to take these pictures, right? He was on the flight. He went near Antarctica. How else could he have got those pictures? Oh, you're such a numbnut.
Pictures when flying from Sydney to Johannesburg. So at least 2,000 miles distance between the flight route to the...
It's not 2,000 miles. Hello.
The Antarctic shoreline. Now let's look at the flat Earth map and see how this flight really took place. So we have the jet streams from west to east, and it...
Jet streams, Eddie. Jet streams from west to east. Jet streams can only happen on a globe, Eddie. Yes, globe. You just proved it by bringing jet streams into the argument. And here is another deception. You will see this. Took me a while to figure this one out. But I'll have to go to the Bob Wins site just to show what a lie this particular screen is. Now, one of the things you'll notice here, he's claiming trade winds that go from east to west. And he's using this deception of the trade winds. There are trade winds that go from east to west, but they are not very fast and they're only near the equator. So I just have to pull up Bob Winds now. So here's Bob Winds with the now debunked FEAE map. Now you'll see that this is not quite the same, but a little bit similar to Eddie's. He's got the jet stream around the outside, and he's got these winds going in this direction here, which he likes to call them trade winds. They are not. So here's the deception that he's engaging in now. If I change the menu, so he's most likely using 1,000 hectopascals as his map height, as his altitude, barometric altitude, which is very close to sea level. But if we go and change that to 250 hectopascals, which is about the cruising height of jet airliners, you'll see here a totally different picture, that one that does not suit Eddie's narrative, so he won't show you this. But on this occasion, which is today, we've got an unusual jet stream that's not so wavy going between South Africa and Australia. But this this surface winds that he was showing there is missing, and you've got the trade winds, which tend to be these ones. So that says 21 metres a second and 55 in the they're 58 metres a second, and some of these 10 metres. So that what's the trade winds are a lot less than the jet stream. Even that one's pretty hot going at 66 metres a second. So Eddie's map, he's cherry-picked this and he's used who knows what barometric altitude there, just so that it makes it look good for him to have this stream going along here.
Trade winds from east to west, they go right above Australia, actually. And this is exactly how it goes. Let's look at closely. The airplane left Sydney, flies along the trade winds toward...
No, that's not the trade winds. And as I showed you, that is most likely surface winds. So no, and we know where the flight flies from Sydney to Johannesburg. It flies down near Antarctica. That guy took pictures of it, and we've got flight logs and everything. And people can observe the flight sometimes going over Tasmania. So we know it doesn't go this way. You think people would look out the window and they go, oh, just a minute, why are we flying over Alice Springs? When the map shows that we're actually heading down in the Southern Ocean. No one in the history of this flight has ever looked out the window and saw that they were at a different place to where the flight radar shows they are. So this is just complete bonkers made up stuff, and all of flat earthers swallow it hook, line and sinker, and that includes you too, Mick. You love being lied to, all you flat earthers, because it makes you feel warm and fuzzy inside, that you'd rather have lies that agrees with your flat earth belief than have the truth. So there you go. I'm sorry, don't shoot the messenger.
It's Johannesburg, nowhere near Antarctica. He was questioned on his YouTube channel, and he said that even though he brought his camera, he only took a few pictures, no filming or anything.
Right, so he's trying to make out like this dude that went on the flight, he didn't really go by Antarctica because he didn't take thousands of pictures, which is silly. Silly. He's not trying to prove anything to any flat earthers. He's just got a travel YouTube video. Says, look, we flew on this flight and we went near Antarctica. No, I've got the pictures. Never once for a minute would he be thinking in his head, oh, there may be some idiot flat earthers that think I really didn't take this flight near Antarctica. I better get 24-hour video, live stream it, so that they may then, maybe they will believe I went near Antarctica. So yeah, he's not aware of flat earthers. 2014 he did that video. Flat earthers more or less didn't exist then. So why would he bother? Not like, when I took QF28, I took a continuous video out the window because I know what flat earthers are like. Call everything fake. So here, this is an example of a flat earth argument. So someone for their social media went to the bathroom and took 37 pictures. Yeah, that's what young people do. That's what they do, okay? And he said he went to the moon and took 5 pictures. So that's an Apollo 11. I did a bit of a fact check on this anyway. So let's pull this up. So I asked my research assistant, ChatGPT, how many photos did the Apollo 11 astronauts take? And it's a few more, like 1,100 total photos. So that seems to be another lie, Eddie. So he's going to move on to one more orbit here. But before we move on, I'd just like to point out one thing with QF 63 and 64. So this one takes, this particular flight was QF 63 on the 3rd of February, and it took 13 hours and 33 minutes. So that was the flight from Sydney to Johannesburg, and it's a distance of 11,400 metres. I've analysed the flight in my spreadsheet. The flat Earth distance, flying that route, would have been 35,000 kilometres. And the speed, ground speed, average ground speed on the globe is 855 kilometres, which is, aircraft flying with a bit of a headwind. That's what that is. But on the flat Earth, the AE map, it would have to be flying 2,650 average. So there, more evidence that no, the flat Earth flight route doesn't work, and no matter how many lies you want to talk about the globe, that's not good enough. Still not good enough. So there's two things. You lie about the globe and you don't even examine how far the flat Earth distance is. You just say, trade winds, and the flight can fly here. No calculations, no measurements, no nothing. And all the flat Earth numpties follow you and believe it. It's incredible. So here's the other one, QF 64 from Johannesburg to Sydney, flying with the jet streams. It's shorter. It's only 11 hours and 19 minutes, this one. Still about 11,000 kilometres. And the flat Earth distance is 31,000 kilometres. The average speed there in the globe, 998 kilometres an hour. So that's a tailwind there. Tailwind, so getting up near an average of 100 kilometres an hour. And for this flight to happen on a flat Earth, you would be required to fly at an average speed of 2,820 kilometres an hour. So flat Earth debunked, globe proven.
Let's look at the next one. This one by Terry Virts, the astronaut, the same guy who said that we can only go to low Earth orbit, which means 65 miles from here.
The plan that NASA has is to build a rocket called SLS, which is a heavy lift rocket. It's something that is much bigger than what we have today, and it will be able to launch the Orion capsule with humans on board, as well as landers or other components to destinations beyond Earth orbit. Right now, we only can fly in Earth orbit. That's the farthest that we can go, and this new system that we're building is going to allow us to go beyond and hopefully take humans into the solar system to explore. So,
took this.
I don't understand why Eddie included that. further proof of the globe. So they're saying that we don't have a rocket today to project astronauts above low Earth orbit. I mean, yeah, that's globe proof. Eddie, globe proof. Why are you doing that?
Flight in 2019 via both poles with a Gulfstream G650ER aircraft. And he left Florida, Cape Canaveral. That was from where he departed, from Florida. The next step was in Kazakhstan. From Kazakhstan, he flew to Mauritius. It's an island on the east coast of Africa. And from there, he flew to Punta Arenas. And according to their plan, they flew over Antarctica.
Yeah, they did.
Look at that.
Yep, they did.
Now, this is the...
Right, I have to warn you here again. Sorry about this. Right, you all ready for this? This is good.
Same Great Circle map. Enter 2 or more airports to draw a route between them on the map and calculate the distance. So I have all the cities there, and we have the flight route. See, you can see here.
No, that is not the flight route. How many times do we have to tell you? You just draw a line on a map between 2 points and say Eddie says you have to fly this route. You can't go anywhere else. Oh, no. You have to get permission from Eddie the Flat Earther before you can divert from that flight route. If you're on a globe, you can only fly great circles. No. You cannot steer the plane where you want. You don't have my permission.
We have the first one from Florida, Miami to Kazakhstan. That was his first trip, nowhere near the North Pole. He flew.
That's a great circle route. No, it's not near the North Pole. But their idea of the whole flight was to fly over the North Pole. Do you think that they would have steered their aircraft over the North Pole? You don't think the pilot is capable of flying the aircraft where he wants, not where you tell him to? This is so stupid.
Over Greenland. And then, from there, it was the second leg of his trip from Kazakhstan to Mauritius, which is an island on the east coast of Madagascar, actually. From Mauritius, he went to Chile, Punta Arenas in Chile. Now again, you can see nowhere near Antarctica.
That's just the Great Circle route. Eddie, are you completely stupid? They're not flying that route. They're flying over the South Pole. They have a flight plan and everything. They don't have to fly where you tell them to. Oh dear. Are you trying to say they have to follow that line? And this is you just drawing a line on a map and saying, the flight went here. You got no evidence. You're just drawing a line on a map, Eddie. You're not doing any investigation. You got no evidence. You got no pictures of the plane, no flight paths that you can verify. On the other hand, us globers have the evidence. Take a look at this. You see they flew from Mauritius to the South Pole crossing, and then they hooked it right once they'd gone over the South Pole, and they went up to Punta Arenas. So this is actual data from the navigational systems, Eddie. And here is the flight plotted on a globe. You can see they didn't have to fly your Great Circle route. They fly down to the South Pole and up to Punta Arenas. Nothing stopping them. They're in an aeroplane with a pilot, Eddie. So here is a view of the instrument panel on the aircraft, just as they're approaching the South Pole. This is the evidence. We have evidence. They're flying 43,000 feet. They're just about to arrive at 90 degrees and 0. And then they're going to make a turn to the right and go this heading up to Punta Arenas. Yes, we have the evidence. You just have drawing a Great Circle line on a map and telling us that they have to fly that because Eddie says so.
And that's on the globe. That's on their model. Nowhere near Antarctica, nowhere near the poles. Neither.
That's A great circle distance on our model, yes, but as I've mentioned many times, that's not where they fly, Eddie. Sorry, that's a deception, that's a falsehood, that's a lie.
Over the North Pole or neither over the South Pole. So this is the flight route according to the Great Circle map.
No, that's not the flight route. That is the great circle distance does not equal flight route. You just got that so fundamentally wrong, and all your flat earth sheeple followers believe you. That's incredible.
Nowhere near the poles. And from there, Punta Arenas, he went back to Florida. Right? So if you look at, even if you look at the globe, you see it doesn't really go over the poles. It's not even over like the middle of the ball. It just made a circle and not really over the poles. So we're going to compare this.
No, that's not true, Eddie. That's not true. That's just you saying something with no evidence. That's just plain not true. They are lies.
On the flat earth map and look at the difference between this flight, specifically the one, we're going to look closely on the leg from Mauritius to Punta Arenas. We're going to compare now on the flat earth map. You're going to see the way he did. Here we have the Gleason's flat earth.
If I might say so, Eddie, could I just interject here, please? Please, Eddie, could I just say here? That is the stupidest flight path ever. Why would anyone want to fly that? Right? It's a pole-to-pole flight. And yes, while they can easily fly over the North Pole on this map, where's the flying over the South Pole? And here, look, this, Mauritius to Punta Arenas. Look how far that is, Eddie. I think you're going to try and explain this away with jet streams, but that's way too far. Sorry. Did I get a bit excited there? Or maybe I did. All right, but anyway, this is stupid.
Map, one of the best maps ever made. And we're going to look now. So that's number one, Florida, the departing point. From there, he flew to Kazakhstan, and he flew along the jet streams, which goes around the North Pole. From Kazakhstan, he went to Mauritius, number 3. And from Mauritius, he flew all the way from there to Punta Arenas in South America, in Chile. Now,
Yeah, hang on. You forgot he flew over the South Pole? Did you forget about that? Where's the South Pole on your map, Eddie? You seem to don't have a place where you can put the South Pole. You say that's one of the best maps. How can it be a best map with no South Pole? Oh, I don't know.
I know some people will say, well, that's a long flight for G650ER.
Yeah.
Let's look on
Too far.
the map with the trade winds helping this airplane. So here we have again the
Here's your fake trade winds.
The trade winds. You see how fast they can go? They can go up to the jet streams go up to 200 miles per hour.
Yeah, the jet streams go fast, but there's not always in the direction of flight. And the trade winds are not shown on this because this is the wrong barometric altitude. But they only max of 150 knots or thereabouts.
Streams, the trade winds are pretty fast as well. So there you have one that goes directly between Madagascar, Mauritius to Brazil.
No. As I've pointed out before, that is the wrong flying altitude. That is the wrong barometric altitude. So that's a lie. That's a cherry pick. That's just to try and build the narrative and make up stuff to suit your flat earth.
So that's what he did. He took off from Mauritius. He flew along the...
Except they did not fly over Africa, Eddie. No, they flew to the South Pole, Eddie. We've got evidence of that. I didn't show you half the evidence, but we got evidence of that. They didn't fly that way, Eddie. Sorry. Have you got any pictures? Any pictures of any Gulfstream aircraft that have ever flown from Mauritius to Punta Arenas that way? Or non-stop? You got any flights? Any flight logs? Eddie, hello? You got anything other than just your words and a cartoon? Well, apparently that's good enough for all your flat earth sheeple followers. Dear oh dear.
That the trade winds, he was helped, he was carried along. And then, once he was in Brazil, he just flew to Punta Arenas.
Didn't fly that way, Eddie.
That's how
It's
this
too
flight
far.
took place on the flat Earth map. Right? Not difficult to understand. Now, the last one that we're going to look here is the super fast, supersonic. Probably they took a Concorde and from Buenos Aires to Darwin. Now,
Here's this silly meme again. Just remember, Apollo 11 astronauts took 1,100 pictures on their mission, right?
I still have doubts if this flight ever took place because there's no videos, anything about it, very similar to the...
At the time, there was a ton of press about it. Ton of press. And everybody on the flight probably took pictures out the window, but they're not going to publish them on YouTube or something and say, oh, look, flat earthers, look, we got this flight, we took pictures out the window, we went over Antarctica, and none of them are going to do that because they don't even know about flat earth. Why would they care about flat earthers? You are unimportant. The average traveller is not going to think, oh, what can I do to prove that this flight actually took place because the flat earthers are going to say it didn't. You know, when I flew my QF-28, I knew what the flat earthers would say. That's why I took photographs and documented everything. Because otherwise they make stuff up.
Trip to the moon, you see a young woman today, they go to a bathroom and they take 30, 40 pictures with their cell phones. On the other hand, they all went to the moon. 1969, they took a Hasselblad, which is one of the best cameras in the world. They brought back 5 pictures. Same thing with this flight, supposedly. Anybody, you go to any...
Okay, this is the quality of arguments we have in support of the flat earth. Oh, he didn't take enough pictures, therefore earth it must be flat. Right, that's it, folks. This is it. This is the cream of flat earth arguments. So somebody went to SeaWorld. So what's their job? They're going to produce TikTok videos. So what are they going to do? They're going to make a 30-minute video talking about it. That's their job. That's what they do. What's this guy over here? What's his job? Come on, anyone? What's his job? Oh, it's to fly the plane safely. Is it his job to take videos out the window just in case some flat earther thinks that he's not going to take the flight? Some flat earther thinks he's not really flying the plane he's flying, they're not really flying it in the direction he's flying. Do you think he's going to go to the trouble to distract from his job of flying the plane to document the whole flight just in case there was some nut job flat earther that says he didn't really fly the plane there? Is it really serious about that, Eddie? Right. He made a 14-second video. Well, great. That proves he was there already. So what do you want? He flew over Antarctica, he took a video. It's his job to fly the plane. What do you want? We have flight logs for the flight. We know where it went. We don't doubt it one bit.
Where? To the zoo. And you can take 30 minutes video of your trip or perhaps even more. But they made a historic trip over Antarctica and they shot a 14 seconds video. You know, this story is not really, it doesn't seem right.
Look, I've already covered this in another video, so I'm just going to skip forward here to see what else we got.
And the flight, of course, that was a supersonic flight, as you can see.
Not supersonic. No, not supersonic flight. Ground speed may be up over the speed of sound, but never supersonic. Those planes cannot do it. Sorry.
In the flight Radar 24, the airplane took off and went ballistic, flew with the same speed of the...
I explained this in the other video. It did not go ballistic. That's a Mercator projection, and it skips over the parts where there's no data. Explained before.
Sun, you see night time going along, and the plane is following the light of the sun. So this was an amazing amazing feature for this flight, where the airplane flew with the same speed as the sunlight.
Flew the same speed as the sun, yes. Pretty much close by because you don't understand how the globe works.
The sun travel. It's really like flying with a Concorde, on a Concorde. So did this flight really happen? I don't think so. I haven't seen anything. All I've seen is one 14 seconds video from a window, and they claim they were flying over Antarctica. Where they got...
I thought you said at the beginning of the video that you're not saying that the flights didn't happen. And now you're saying, I don't think this flight happened. I think you contradicted yourself there.
Are they permit to fly over Antarctica? Did they get the permits from all 51 nations? Because of the Antarctica Treaty, of course. No one is allowed to fly over Antarctica.
A lie, false. You don't have to get 51 nations to sign a document to say that you can fly over Antarctica. How stupid is that?
Did anybody see anything about getting permits to fly over Antarctica? All 51 nations signature.
You don't need permits from 51 nations to fly over Antarctica. Oh,
On that permit, allowing them to fly over Antarctica. Never seen anything. Now, to close, remember this guy, Kelsey, they are planning a trip over Antarctica, supposedly, from Buenos Aires to Perth. Let's see what kind of video and proof they will present. We want to see all the permits to fly over Antarctica. We're going to see, let's see what they will present. They're probably making a movie, and let's wait and see. All right, guys, that's all for today. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.
oh, thank goodness, that's it for today. Well, thank you very much. It's a bit of a tough one today, I know. There's a hell of a lot of derp there to deal with. But anyway, I had a chance to get a video done, and I hope that I'll get another chance to do another one soon. Thank you very much.